feelings coming back the more you get sober.
Feelings coming back. What else?
Justified resentments. Like you try to make it seem like you're still in the right, even if you were in the right, holding on to resentments, still resentment, still gonna keep you sick.
Got you. Out of the 194 character defects, guess what? They say they all come out of 3: anger, fear, and resentment. Right? Those 3 things can give you a reservation so you can use. That's actually what a resentment is, right? I feel slighted. You understand what I'm saying? We got anybody, some people you might have problems with, and it's like if you see them on sight, you know what I mean? It's one of these Jones. If I hear about the person, I'm going down to Kensington and Allegheny and wait for him. You know? So these things cloud our ability to think properly, right? Especially make decisions. What are they talking about in recovery? They talking about manageability. They're not talking about paying bills. They talking about being able to prioritize your emotions. Sometimes we'll be in places like this and, you know we like to be on the telephone, talk to our girl, see what's going on, you know what I mean? But if we don't make the main thing, we can get distracted. You understand what I'm saying? Easily jump right over them bushes and be going down I-95, talking about I'm looking for my baby. Right? So, we did talk about things that sabotage our recovery. How many times, this is the first time somebody in a recovery setting? First time.
First time ever.
First time. Brand new babies, okay.
We got
So,
Cabral, and it's his birthday
them two?
today.
Who?
This one in the green.
Happy birthday, Cabral.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cabral. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
And many more.
How old are you?
35.
All right.
All right,
God,
man. All right.
you're only
And
35.
guess what he did? Yeah, guess what he
How many is that one, dog?
I thought you were like 43.
At least 45.
I did. I did. I'm not gonna lie.
So look, he said something very important, right? He said about the new feelings. So imagine your first time in recovery celebrating your birthday clean.
Yes.
Yo, it feels crazy.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm actually happy about it.
That's a good thing. So we're going to be experiencing new old situations, but new motions.
Right.
Bring it to the situation. So now self-sabotage. The thing about self-sabotage, right? What happens is if you do not feel as though you deserve recovery, you're not going to put forth the effort and energy to get it. Anybody ever hear this before? You ain't shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. You just like your father.
Oh man,
No.
yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
That was like an anthem for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I hear, you know. So I start after a while. See, we have 2 types of what they call it commentary. We have a positive commentary, like I can do it, you know, that Rocky thing. Then we have a negative commentary. I can't do it. I'll never be able to do it, and all that kind of stuff, right? Some circles call it ants, right? One ant can't do nothing to an elephant, right? But what happens if you got like 10 million ants? 10 million ants will do what to an elephant?
Bring it down.
It'll take him down. So ants mean any negative thoughts. Any negative thoughts. You might have one negative thought in your head, but if you get obsessed and compulsed, it clouds your mind with all these negative thoughts. And it prevents us from getting into our recovery. So we understand that we love ourselves, but we might not love ourselves as much as we would like to. So we want to start working on that. Because when you love yourself, you start treating yourself better. They say people with high self-esteem don't use drugs. Why would they say that?
Because people with low self-esteem do use drugs.
Well, the person doesn't really value themselves that much. Doesn't value themselves. I'll give you an example. Say we're gonna move on. Say you're in the kitchen and in the bottom of the sink is a bottle of bleach. Little 5-year-old nephew go grab the bleach, take the top off, and he's about to drink it. What would you do? Why? Then why would you use drugs? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
So it's a relationship thing, right? If you really care about yourself, you won't put yourself in harmful
I
situations.
get that.
You feel me? Now,
Hey, thank God for last night's rest this morning rise. Thank God for His grace and His mercy. Grace is always giving me what I don't deserve, and mercy is not giving me what I do deserve. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. How everybody doing?
Alright.
All right. Okay. I'm Derek. That's Rob. Together we call the Minds of Men, non-profit spiritual organization. We don't deal with religion. I'm from Baltimore City. Been in Philadelphia since the year 2000. I've been on drugs for 20 years. I've been clean for 14 years. Rob got 13 years. But all we got is what?
Today.
Right, like to stay in today. My birthday is February the 5th. I'm Aquarius, right? I like same day Bobby Brown, different years. So you know I'm crazy. But I love illustrations, right? I get teaching from my mom. My mom teach, my pop teach. I like to teach. I used to be the wild card on corners making the most noise. You would have thought with the much noise I was what? Regurgitating that I had the most money or I had it going on, but I was the scaredest one making the most noise. Everybody hear that? And I didn't know about drugs. I used drugs out of recreation because I grew up with extension cords, switches, and backhands. Remember those days? And we didn't call DHS on our parents. We was warned before we got our ass whipped. Derek, go to school. Derek, keep that door open. Derek, mind your business. Derek, grown folks are talking. Derek, stop stealing. And I disobeyed the rules. Then the belt, then the switch, then I got my ass whipped. So we got beatings out of what? Love, not abuse. Everybody hear that? Totally different, right?
They said it hurts me more than it hurts you. I can never figure that one out. If you say so.
So when I got away, so I couldn't stand my parents. I couldn't stand them. I said, I got way to get out. My mom's, she from South Carolina. My pop, you know, he more in the settle, hood type, whatever like that. He blended anyway. But my mother, straight from South Carolina, she's scared about the city and all that madness. So it was a tight grip on my neck. And I couldn't breathe. I was like suffocating. So when I finally went to college, and then that's when I walked in the room, my man was rolling weed up. I said, what you doing? I said, I never did drugs. I said, I don't want none of that. I said, you gotta study, you gotta test them all. I'm talking like a nerd and all that. You gotta put that away, whatever it is. Second time I came back, right? And I said, yo, let me try it. And we had 5 J's. First time I smoked weed. And we went behind the school. It was a halftime at a basketball game. And he said, yo, here. He light him up. I lit it. What's this? This is garbage. This is why you don't come to class. How much is this? I'm talking, still smoking. Yeah, still smoking. Y'all, listen, get rid of this. Come on, let's go. Not knowing they would hit me later. And when we went back from the outside, back into the what? To the gym. I sat down, then it hit me. Then I felt a feeling I never felt before, ever. And I said, you know what? And I started to dance. I just started doing the singing. I was doing the Pac-Man and all that, man. They said, look at Dirk! Look at him! Not knowing I was high. And guess what? From that day, it was no more studying, no more books, no more education. It was all about getting high. That feeling. I'm after it. I remember kicking in people's doors, taking books, selling them. Yeah. and lying to all my teachers. And my brother was going there too. He pledged Alpha. And my brother had took a class, the same class I took. And they said, the teacher talked to my brother when he came into class. He said, my condolences to your loss. My brother said, what you talking about? He said, your father passed. He said, no, he said, your grandfather. I said, my grandfather been dead. Where you get that from? He said, your brother. So I was lying then, stealing then. Everybody hear that? Just to what? Feed my habit. I didn't know nothing that was insidious. I didn't know it was progressive. I didn't know it was cunning. I didn't know nothing was what? What was it? Fatal? None of that. I didn't know about recovery programs. Back home in Baltimore, I remember downtown, me and my friends, we was outside acting crazy, right? That was 4th of July, and they had a marathon, they had a convention downtown Baltimore. And I went and I said, oh, these people look weird. And now today I said, yo, they was drug addicts trying to get their lives together. So you'd be surprised, like who went to church? I was raised in church. Anybody hear that? And I went to church because people caught the Holy Ghost. That was funny. It's like, look at it. Not knowing that person was dancing all around the church, beat cancer. Anybody hear that? That woman who was screaming out of her lungs, she lost her son. So when I grew up, slowly but surely, I get to realize what I thought was fun was not fun. I used to smoke weed and talk about dope things and crackheads. Hey man, get out that man's house. Put them pipes back. Yo, Ma, look, he want to carry your groceries. What's wrong with this grown man? Anybody hear that? And the more I smoked, the more I got pulled into the disease of addiction, and I was the person I was laughing at. And it was no longer funny. Everybody hear that? I've been in 8 recovery programs. Get clean for 30 days, running. Clean for 2 months, running. Always talking clean, because I was always living dirty. And this process, we need 2 heads are always better than one. I met Robin in the year 2009 at the Freedom Theater. We've been together every day since, like Peanut Butter and Jelly, Batman and Robin, Kato and the Green Hornet, Sherlock Holmes and Watson. Listen, Scottie Pippen and Jordan, together. Everybody hear that? So tonight, all right, illustration, we're going to talk about self-sabotage. How do we self-sabotage our recovery? Y'all ready? All right, let's go. Number 1, engaging in self-harm. Engaging in self-harm. Who in here don't take their meds? Don't take your medicine. Don't like your medicine. You don't think your medicine is working.
Medicine slow you down.
Okay, all right. Who take other people's medicine?
Nobody
Yeah, let me try some of yours. Let me try some of yours.
You got Tragadone? I never had Tragadone.
Engaging in self-harm, self-sabotage, right? Who having sex unprotected? Old dirty bastards. Oh, baby, I like it. Oh. Anybody here like that? Don't like condoms.
Guess what that come with? It
What?
come with risky behavior.
Come on.
Risky behavior. $5. You buy $5 and that lasts you for your whole life.
Engaging in self-harm, right? Self-sabotage my recovery. Number 2, hey, starting projects and not finishing them.
Coming out the gate good.
Starting but not finishing.
Coming out hot.
Anybody like
I'm
that?
gonna get me a sponsor. I'm gonna get a home group. I'm gonna build a house. I say, damn, you really is motivated.
Start something, don't finish. Oh, who said that? Listen, I'm gonna go get help. Anybody hear that?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hit you no more. Anybody ever say that before? Anybody hear that? Just to keep people quiet. Anybody hear that? I have no intentions of changing. I just want you to leave me the hell alone. All right? Starting projects and not finishing them. I'm number 3, making small things big things.
Blowing things out of
Making
proportion.
small things big things. Anybody here like
If
that?
I don't get that remote control,
Yeah.
it's going down.
Yeah.
I seen my track record.
You still like that, brother in the back? You still like that?
I'm trying not to be. I was just about half an hour ago.
Okay. How much time you got clean, brother?
Tomorrow will be 90 days.
Hey! Small things, big things. People, listen, people who are bored and don't know their purpose, they usually, but what? Nitpick. Is that true? They always in something that's none of their business.
Busybody.
Program Pop-Tarts and his business and their business and their business and their business and Sue business because they have no business of what? Or they're afraid of their own business.
Are you saying that men gossip?
Hell yeah.
Oh my goodness, this is preposterous.
Making small things, big things. How about red? Fearing failure. Anybody who's afraid of failure? Let me ask you this. Is failure failing or failing learning?
Learning.
Very good. How you see it is how you treat it. They say fear stands for what?
False expectations appearing real.
Or,
F everything around, right?
anybody hear that? Or face everything in what?
Recover.
Recover. How you see it is how you treat it. Afraid of what? Failure. Who failed in here? All right. Okay. Who relapsed? Was your relapse a blessing? Do you learn from your relapse?
Yes.
I did too. I needed the relapse to see me clearly. Everybody understand that?
Yes.
Because I thought I had it going on a pink cloud, got it going on, talking big, talking brave, courageous, and everything. Listen, I'm Dirk McKnight. I ain't never smoking no more coke. Matter of fact, I'm not a recovering addict. I'm a soldier for Christ.
I've been delivered, saved, and sanctified.
That's what I told him. I'm a soldier for Christ. Don't you call me no addict. And here I am, 2 days later, smoking coke, running down Lehigh Avenue. There ain't that Jesus smoking that crack. There he is, talking all that, man. You an addict with us. Get your ass back over here. Anybody hear that? But I needed to what? I needed that experience to realize that, listen, I got to stay teachable. I got to stay humble. I got to keep talking and say I need help. And stop fronting for cats who don't give a damn about you anyway. Afraid to failure. But failure is what? Fertilizer. Failure is fertilizer. We don't grow until we fail. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, write it down.
And matter of fact, we tell you this. Knights say this all the time. You don't know a good woman till you had a bad woman, right? So what happened is that bad woman, we be thinking, oh, that's terrible, and this and that. They are making you appreciate when that good woman come into your life.
Come on.
Trust and believe.
Come on. How about self-sabotage and what? Fear and success.
Yup.
Fear and success. We get it, we can't hold it.
Got to maintain it.
For some reason, it's like sand coming through my hands. I got it for a moment, then I lose it. I get it for a moment, then I lose it. Like sand in my hands, success. Success is different for everybody. What's your definition of success? Mine's what used to be cars, money, women, traveling, shopping. It's success. Today is just being obedient to my higher power. Real simple. Everybody hear that? And when I fall short, I ask for what? Forgiveness. Real simple. My higher power's in charge, not me or my desires. All right? Afraid of what? Success. So we find a way to self-sabotage. Everybody hear that? J.K. Rowling was on a delayed train in Manchester on her way to London. 13 publishers say, yo, what you writing is foolishness. What you writing, nobody would never understand what you writing, etc., etc., etc. I wasn't there. I don't know what they were saying, right? But they were telling her no. But she was a single mother, and she was on welfare, and she was standing right on the edge of what? Self-destruction. But she never stopped. She didn't quit. She fell from the publishers, kept it moving, and she wrote Harry Potter. Everybody hear that? Failure, I love it. I love when I see successful people. I want to know how they failed and what they go through. Did they lose their mind? Samuel Jackson, smoking crack. Did Jungle Fever. I think he had maybe like 30 days clean. Yeah. Now he's been in over 109 movies. Ex-junkie. Everybody hear that? Everybody in here have gifts and talents. And the one I forgot to put up here is doubt. When we doubt ourselves, we definitely self-sabotage our recovery. Everybody hear that? The last time I got clean and went to a program, I went home and got drunk within 30 days. The last time I went home, my girl, she couldn't shut up and she was running her goddamn mouth and driving me crazy, and I put my hands on her, went to jail and got high. When I dig one in the back, I always use my past for reference. Everybody hear that? Don't stay in the rearview mirror of your life. I go back to check reference so I can what? Maintain my present and headed towards my future. Afraid of success will self-sabotage what? My recovery. How about this right here? Destroying relationships over our anger, resentments, and jealousy. Destroying relationships over our anger, resentments, and jealousy. Rob, passive aggressive.
I'm gonna get you, sucker. You stole my girl while I was in rehab. Let me tell y'all, believe it, I hate to say it, but somebody allegedly had a sponsor, and the guy, every time he would relapse, he would go into a facility, jail, whatever, call home to his wife. So this is around the fourth time that he did this. This particular time he called home, his sponsor answered the phone. He's like, it's 10 o'clock at night. What's going on? Your wife want to tell you something. Matter of fact, I'll tell you. It's over. And I was talking to myself, I said, oh my God.
The sponsor.
How can somebody, your sponsor,
come on,
do that to you? Then I start realizing something. when we keep going in and out of facilities, our loved ones, they think that we don't love them. They think that we don't care about them. And we, by our own disabilities, we are letting other people into our life. You feel what I'm saying? So as we as men, if we handle our business, because man's supposed to do what, Knight?
Protect.
And what else?
Provide.
And what else?
Produce.
There you go.
And sacrifice.
And when we out of position, guess what happens to our family? They are vulnerable, right? So we say this all the time. How many guys here got daughters?
Yeah.
Your daughters love you?
Yes.
I can't hear y'all.
Yes.
I still can't hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Would you be comfortable with her bringing home somebody like you?
No.
Huh? I'm just saying.
Good question.
Right? So now it's self-reflection. Ego, guess what ego say? Yeah. But humility say no. You understand what I'm saying? Because you are the imprint or template of the type of man she's gonna bring into her life. Because you're a mere presence. Because people learn through observation and participation. So you're closest get the mostest. I want a guy just like my dad. Girls be like, and so forth with girls and so forth. Girls and boys and so forth. They always want the parent, right? So you got to be real careful about the image you reflect to your kids.
Good food. Anger. Destroy relationships. Passive aggressive plotting and scheming. Who's sneaky in here? Sneaky men. Who the one sell wolf tickets but you can't fight?
Yeah, put your hands on me. Yeah, put your hands on me. I'm calling the police.
Who know about some guys that cuss everybody out but can't read or write?
Eloquently.
Passive aggressive. Anybody hear that? Yeah, passive aggressive, plotting and scheming. Who remember Sammy Guevara? Sammy Guevara, who was the underboss of what? John Gotti. Sammy Guevara laid down 18 people or more. And here he is. It was on the HBO special, Sammy Guevara. I forgot who played him. But his friend, he liked his friend's girlfriend. He kills his so-called friend and marries his what?
His wife, ex-wife.
Yeah. Anybody hear that? Yeah. Passive aggressive, plotting and scheming. I'm going to get you. All right? It's coming. Who's suppressed the anger then explode later? Who stuff it? Who been stuffing their anger for years?
Tick, tick, boom.
Since you've been a little boy. Adolescent, stuffing it. Yeah, listen. And we come in here and we go off on people who don't deserve our what? Our anger. Thank God for Miss Sue. Miss Sue, listen. Miss Sue, she's a lovable person. She gives the back shirt off her back. Listen, she cares. And it's sincere. Because a lot of places we go to speak at, people don't stay long. Anybody hear that? I know we get better opportunities come, you get a promotion, whatever like that. But some people, they just like, I'm tired of addicts. Tired of dope fiends. Tired of perkites and Xanniites. Tired of these damn drunks. But when you love, like I know she love y'all. And that's rare. And you hold on to that. Don't worship her, but thank God that we have somebody who cares. Because a lot of people don't. And a lot of us come from homes who don't give a damn. And they don't listen. And their ears are tired. How long you going to be home this time before we have to put our house up again? Hide the lock it up, Dirk's here.
Put the liquor up. Put the liquor up.
And I get mad at them because I'm changing. You can't see me changing. But guess what? They got to recover too, right? We put them through hell. And we got to recover, and they have to also. So don't get mad when they don't pick the phone up when you call.
Well, don't want to give you the credit card just yet. Hey, Mom, you know I got 3 days clean. Mom, give me that credit card.
Anger kills what? Relationships. When the anger is not what? Healthy. How about resentments? Who holding grudges? Who somebody dead, you still mad.
You want closure.
Somebody's in there, we buried them and you still angry. Everybody hear that? Resentments. Who mad at God? How could you?
Take this person.
I know some women always, a lot of women say, they tell their mothers that your boyfriend touching me. Your boyfriend is touching me, is violating me. And the mother says,
You don't want me to be happy. You want my man.
Behind closed doors, you'd be surprised what be going on. While people have deep resentments.
And we tell you this, if you ever had the opportunity to listen to a pure woman's meeting, the trauma that they go through,
Yeah.
you couldn't take it. You couldn't take it, I'm telling you. We had some women got left in the alley, Kennedy and Allegheny, raped, stitches in them behind, all that kind of stuff. They suffer through so much. Guys literally be beating women up like they punching bags. You know what I mean? You can't communicate. You want to put your hands.
A man who hits a woman, he has issues himself. Hey, man, I thank God I don't got no sisters, cause I'll be in jail doing time. Cause I know how sometimes we as men, how we think, right? And a man who put his hands on a woman, it's something going on with him. Some men don't like women in authority because she reminds me of my mother, or my stepmom, or my aunts. Or listen, foster care parents, cause they hurt me, abused me, and I never got help for my pain. So I put babies on top of that pain. I shopped on top of that pain. I took vacations on that pain. Listen, I've been in recovery and all that pain on top of pain, but I never addressed my pain.
Guess what we heard too? Your boy Will Smith, right? Some of his little interviews he was talking about when he found out his wife had an entanglement, right? He said, I wouldn't have sex with 20 women. You know what that was? He was hurt. Instead of dealing with the hurt in his mind, say, let me get to 20 women. But even if you have sex with 20 women, guess what you still got to deal with? You still got to deal with it. It's still here. So why not deal from the beginning?
It's just like like Frankenstein. With my man, what's it? Gene, what's his name?
Wilder.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
He put the Frankenstein together. He's alive! And when he got up off the table, guess what? He started what? He didn't listen to nothing. That's how it is sometimes. Start things when Frankenstein is off the table, now we want to run for cover.
So who was the real monster?
So
Frankenstein or the doctor?
when I hear about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, I heard that they swingers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you starting all wrong. Everybody hear that? Because you can't swing forever. There's going to be a problem when you swing this way. You're going to swing into something.
You run out of monkey bars.
Now they're going to go to the haters. Where the haters at in here? Haters!
I can tell no one here ever hated before. I could just tell these angels.
Miss Sue, do y'all get positions in here? Like
the floor captain?
Yeah.
Who's the captain?
President, who's the president?
Yes.
All right, captain.
All right.
Captain Recovery. Where's your basic text?
You president?
Recovery wants you.
My man, what's your name?
Dustin.
How much time you got clean?
4 months, 5 days.
Give it to
All
him.
right. Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Believe it or not, it takes a lot to be in a recovery process, right? Then take on other responsibilities and maintain your recovery. That's big boy stuff, I'm telling you. Because a lot of times when we come in these places here, we exhibit children-like behavior.
Oh yeah.
Did I say children-like behavior?
King babies.
Yeah, I was a kid. Guess what I did? I remember my mom said, "Don't drink all the chocolate milk." And for some reason, it got to pass me because I love chocolate milk, right? And I thought, I was like, oh, shit. My mom, when she beat you. So I took the chocolate milk, hid it behind the couch. And then I said to my mom, "Ma, can I go over to Spencer's house this weekend?" "Yeah." So I go out. I come back home. My brothers and sisters all lined up. Now, who drank the chocolate milk? And you can't blame Bobby because he wasn't here. Now, guess what my brothers and sisters knew? They knew that I drank the milk. So that causes animosity and the sibling rivalry and all that kind of stuff. So my what they call the defense mechanisms and stuff was well active when I was young.
Justin, right?
Dustin.
Dustin. All right, look. Dustin, me and him been here at the same time. Talking about jealousy, right? He got good character. I have good character. He have flaws. I have flaws. He want to recover. I want to recover. Listen, he's in service. I'm in service. But they don't pick me. They pick him.
What?
We cool until he gets what? A promotion.
And they pay him too?
And envy moves to what? Jealousy. And whenever you jealous of anybody like that, that's dangerous. Because listen, your jealousy will take you places and do things that you shouldn't be doing. Anybody hear that? So I will use slander to get rid of him. Or to what? Upseat him, to dethrone him, to get his position. Anybody know what I'm talking about? jealousy.
And we found some.
It starts here.
We found some pills around Dustin's bed, but I don't want you to think I'm gossiping. I think I could be a better floor captain.
Haters.
You should check to see if them pills is up there.
Haters. Who remember the movie Amadeus?
Uh-oh.
I like Amadeus.
Ooh, yeah.
The guy, what was his name? Amadeus. He was like a little boy blindfolded, playing beautiful what? Melodies. The older guy wanted to play like him, and he got mad at God. But here's another thing too God showed me. Everybody has an anointing on your life. And if you have an anointing on your life, I don't give a damn. You cannot duplicate what they give you. Michael Jordan, prime example. Patti LaBelle, prime example. The Doors, prime example. The Beatles, prime example. They are anointed. And some people become envious because you're not in your lane. When a man is not out of position, there's always friction. Let me say that again. When a man don't know how to play his own position, there's always friction. Haters. So admiration is the opposite of hate. I congratulate you, brother, for your position that you gave. You're doing a great job. They see something in you that I see in you also. That's a beautiful thing. And it keeps the harmony in this building. But when jealousy and envy rolls up, listen, it's problems. Self-sabotaging what? The atmosphere of recovery. How about this way? Exaggerating other people's achievement, diminishing ours. Anybody do that before?
Can't take a compliment.
Yes. Listen, who remember the Wu-Tang Clan? When the Wu-Tang came out in 93, listen, every album, the Wu-Tang Forever, Method Man had that album, Old Dirty Bastard had that one, Raekwon had that one, GZA had that one, RZA, Bobby Digital, all of that. And years went by on my life doing nothing. Nah, same thing. Anybody hear that? Smoking weed, I thought it was Bob Marley. Yeah, that was everybody except me. So I would give other people more energy, more power, more attention than my own self. Everybody hear that? Now that's why I got so much energy, so hyped and so thankful, because I finally found my purpose and I found my lane. But I always did this right here. Diminishing me, but blowing everybody else up. How about engaging in negative self-talk? Engaging in negative self-talk.
I'll never be able to do it.
Yes, you, brother? Yeah.
Give us an example.
Well, give me an example?
Yes.
I can't do this. Why should I even try?
Yeah. You still talk like that?
Well, I say some other negative things, but I learned something in rehab that one of the counselors told me, and it really stuck with me. So I'm mindful of it. It was all the thoughts. I can't remember the number he used, but we feed these many thoughts in our head, and 3/4 of them are negative. So that sticks in my head. So I'm mindful that everybody does it. So you don't have to feed into the negative, but they're there. We think so much, can't stop thinking. And the bad shit I've been through. So yeah, I don't say I can't do it. I might as well not. That's not my motto.
Very good.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do it.
We'll keep going.
There you go. How much time you got clean?
126 days.
Hey, all right. Negative self-talk. How about self-pity con artists? Stay in here, Miss Sue.
Poor me.
Self-pity con artists.
Poor me.
Or what's the
Point
day?
them out, Sue.
Everything outreach of that.
The day is Wednesday, right? That's the person, I'm guilty of that, right? Who regurgitate the same pain on the lyrics of their record called what? Self-pity con artists. That's the record, and the lyrics, what? Are legitimate. But how long do we keep what? Playing that record? Because that record starts to turn into what? Manipulation. Self-pity con artist eventually turns into what? Manipulation. Self-sabotage, and a good thing. I used to always say the white man stopping the black man. The white man trying to destroy the black man. The white man got this, the black man don't got that. And I used to always play that race record. And God said, yo, get up off that record. Ain't nobody stopping you but you. And the more I played that record, the more I did nothing. I'm the problem, not them. Everything has its place. But I used to play that record. Self-pity con artists. And it leads to manipulation. Who here asks for money, you really don't need money? Lord have mercy, nobody.
Nigga, I always need money. I don't know. Need some money.
Self-pity con artists. Hey, not checking your ego at the door.
Uh-oh.
Not checking our ego at the door. Egomaniacs. They in here? Alpha males, you in here? You sold drugs, I sold drugs. You been in jail, I've been in jail. You tough, I'm tough. You want the last word, I'll get the last word. You been in shootouts, I've been in shootouts.
You got shot once, I got shot twice.
You can bench press an elephant, I can do a Toyota. What you talking about? Alpha males. Program gangsters. Anybody hear that?
I used to sell kilos.
Right here in
Let me get a cigarette.
Anybody hear that? Talk all that war stories all day long. From Sunday to Sunday, war stories. Shut up. Who cares? You here. Everybody hear that? Let's talk about how to get the hell out of here and not to come back here. That's what I want to hear. I'm not impressed with death. I'm impressed with living. Program gangsters. Leave our egos at the door. Remember Devil's Advocate?
Yep.
Yeah. Vanity is my favorite sin. Very good. That's how the disease of addiction moves through that door right there. How about this? Not asking for help.
I got myself in this situation. I get myself out.
Hey, self-sabotage. The next one. Not asking for help. Yes. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone asked for help. I never did my whole life. That's just kind of been ingrained in me.
Okay. How old are you?
29.
Young man.
Hey, you used to watch John Wayne?
What?
John Wayne.
You don't know John Wayne. John Wayne caught cancer. John Wayne caught cancer. He said, told cancer to get the hell out of here. I'm a little joking about it, but what we talking about is pride, right? And they call pride the primary reason I die early. Because I can't ask for help. Matter of fact, I won't ask for help. When they was coming up here, we just talking about what was that? Core beliefs?
Yeah, core beliefs.
Core beliefs can dominate you.
Cognitive dissonance.
Because it was core belief. I shouldn't ask for help.
Hold on, you said what?
Huh? Core belief.
No, you said cognitive.
Cognitive
Dissonance.
cognitive dissonance. Or it's sort of like
Strong belief.
if you got a belief, right? Like men ain't supposed to cry. So that's your belief, right? That's a core belief. You're gonna be stressed all out to make sure that you don't cry. I mean, you're gonna hold everything in. And you can't let nobody see you in a sense of being weak. You see? So most likely people who stuff and hold, they explode.
Anybody hear that?
You understand what I'm saying? So I gotta learn how to let this out in a positive way. De-escalation. You know, solve problems. Life is not black or white. It's usually gray. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't like have all or nothing thinking.
How much time you got clean, brother?
6 months, 5
Hey.
days.
All right. We might put you on a hugging commitment.
Hey.
You like that?
Hey, it was a lady. It was a lady. She won the Miss Beauty pageant in 2019, and she was a lawyer, and she had money, and she was beautiful, and she was in New York on the 26th floor, and she jumped to her death. Yeah.
Perception.
Yeah. Talking about what? Can't ask for what? Help. People be screaming out for help and get like number check-ins at Kirk Bride. They do number check-ins. Mr. Hayes, how you feel today?
From 1 to 10?
Yeah.
I'm a 13.
Rob is lying. Anybody hear that? He's lying. He a 2, but he said a 13. He said 13 because he said, yeah, congratulations, Rob, feeling good today. But in his room is tears. Anybody hear that? Hiding how he feel. Or you might got some men who seek attention. They feeling a 9, they feel real good, but they tell us they a 2. Because they seek attention. Do men seek attention?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many men put on tight pants just to see your bulge? She gonna see my force. She gonna see my force step. Yeah, seeking attention. All right.
I thought you were gonna say tight shirts, you know? Tight shirts, you know, do some sit-ups, push-ups and so forth.
Yeah, seeking attention. All right, seeking attention. All right.
Closed mouth don't get fed.
Come
though.
on, King.
I learned that.
That's real. You gotta speak up. All right. Not asking for what? Help. We all
right.
need help. Everybody hear that? Chris Benoit used to slam people, like
The
30
wrestler,
times.
the
Yeah.
wrestler.
Killed his whole family.
Wolverine.
Something wrong. Amy Winehouse. Beautiful sister. Beautiful voice. From Britain. Drinking. Then doing crack. Then doing dope. Quit dope, quit crack. Kept drinking and passed away. And one of her songs was what?
Rehab.
They said I need rehab.
No.
Yo, you gotta ask for help, y'all. Nobody an island. How about isolation? Who isolate? When we in here, you out there. When we out there, you back in here. When we upstairs, you downstairs. When we downstairs, you upstairs. Anybody like that? Who's the last person to tell us to go get high? Man, so why are we listening to who?
Ourselves.
Very
Still
good.
listening to that circus.
How about boredom? Who get bored in here? How do you kill your boredom? Is that important? Will boredom get us high? Who got high every day? Who ran every day? Got high every day?
With no money.
No money, still got high. Who remember it took us like all day to get $10? Who remember that days? All days, yo, nighttime coming. I still got $6. And listen, we spent like $500 with the drug dealers. Now we short. They ain't taking no shorts. I just gave you $600.
How dare you?
And I'm short on 7? Come on. Everybody hear that? Remember those days?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it moving, Pops.
Who remember walking from one side of the earth to the other side of the earth for a goddamn nickel bag? And when you got it, you got burnt. Who want to go back to that lifestyle?
Never.
Yeah, I'm done. Bored. But listen, we at peace. We ain't bored. We at peace. No more shootouts, nobody looking for us. Listen, we are finally at peace. I'm at peace, my mom at peace, my kids at peace, I got peace. But in our peace, we can get bored. Everybody catch that?
Yeah.
We can get bored in our peace. But we gotta find something to do to kill the boredom. Alright? How about A? Who don't plan ahead? Is that important? Who freestyle their lives? Who's impulsive?
Let's go to Vegas.
Yeah,
We're going to Vegas and get married.
Right.
What's your last name?
You impulsive?
Yes.
Okay. You working on that?
Yep.
All right.
How you gonna work on it? How you do that?
Talk to my sponsor.
Very
Kick
good.
the ideal to some people. At least 2 people. At least 2 people. Throw the ideals out.
How much time you got clean?
88 days.
Hey, all right. Miss Sue, let us know about the time, okay? Because
Yep.
my watch is broke. You know them African watches. They don't have
But they look good. They look good, y'all.
I'm telling you, listen. Some days you can't spend, you can't go cheap, all right? Some days you can't be cheap. Hey, how about not saying no? Who don't say no in here? Because you feel guilty when you say no.
What?
Yeah, anybody- my man right here. Come here, heard from you. It's hard to say no?
Yes.
Why is that, brother? Why is that?
I don't know. A lot of resentment.
Yeah.
Yes.
You feel like you're entitled to say yes when you should say no?
Yes.
Okay. Do you feel guilty when you say no sometimes?
Yes.
Yeah. You get better with that?
Trying, working on it.
That's good. You smoke cigarettes?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
You give up that last cigarette?
Sometimes.
Ooh, you'd have been a good guy to hang with. I've been looking for him. I'm number 2. I know he's number 3.
But listen, I had that problem too. That's codependency, that's people pleasing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. What I had to learn was to work on that, I had to what? Start pleasing who?
God.
And when you please your higher power, he'll start letting you know that we got to set boundaries. Because givers breed takers.
Wow.
Givers breed takers. Everybody hear that? And a lot of us are recovering addicts. Yo, we clean, but we crazy.
Yeah.
And we look for who?
A fool.
Yeah, but we didn't mean no disrespect. You feel what I'm saying? But see, you'll get enough of what? Giving when you shouldn't. Laughing when nothing funny. And still laughing. People in your car that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Well, women that you can't stand.
Right.
That what happened and more happens when we don't say what? No. No more. You hear what I'm saying? But you say no with love. And if they don't like it, so be it. You hear what I'm saying? Because now you get to know, when you say no, you get to see who's for you and who's against you. You hear what I'm saying? All right, somebody offer you drugs, what you gonna say?
No.
All right, see? You can do it. How much time you got clean, soldier?
45 days.
Give it to him. All right, thank you. Hey, Rob, not focusing on ourselves, but everything else. Not focusing on me, but focus on everybody else.
Not
Anybody
keeping
guilty?
the main thing.
All right.
Hmm?
Anybody guilty of that?
Get distracted. You know what they said? Behind every skirt, there's a slip. You ever hear that before?
What's it mean?
Every skirt that slip, what happens is instead of focusing on your basic text, your big book, you focus on them legs in that skirt. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Instead of going to the meet, going out there smoke cigarettes with Shorty. Instead of getting the message. What's in the back?
On that right there, I was so focused in my addiction on myself that everyone else just was below me. And now that I'm still focusing on myself, but I'm conscious of my surroundings
Okay.
now.
That's
That
good.
makes any kind of sense.
It makes a lot of
Makes
sense.
sense.
It's all about balance.
Right.
It's all about balance. Be selfless. It's like guys come in here, some guys come in here with no clothes, no socks, no underwears, no toothbrush, no deodorant, none of that. And if I'm a giver and I like to help, I'm gonna give to help the brother till he get on his feet, that he can what? Be self-sufficient. Everybody hear that? That's what? Selfless. So I'm not a hoarder. I gotta remember I came in here with nothing. Now I have to what? They gave for me. Now I gotta do to return the same favor to somebody else. It's all about what? It's all about balance, brother. You're right, brother. All right. How about blaming and complaining? Who blame people? Blaming people.
Hey, can that be a red light indicator in our recovery?
Yes.
Blaming
Why?
people.
Why?
Come on, right here.
Cause you're not putting the blame on yourself or really on yourself.
Okay.
Mm.
All right. Okay. You stop blaming?
Have I stopped?
Yeah. That's good. You stop complaining?
No.
I like honesty. How much time you got clean, brother?
I got like 200 days.
Give it to him. All right. Hey, yesterday, 2 days ago, a guy with his 3 kids died in a fire.
I seen it.
Heard about that. Philly.
Yes, in Philly. The mom made it out. He went back to save one and they died. Who's complaining? Anybody hear that? Later, early during the year, I think January, February, it was 12 people who died in the fire. 9 were kids.
I remember that house.
Yes. That's real right there. Listen, you complaining, walk through a burn unit, and you come out of the burn unit, you thank God for your skin. You ever hear that? People can't, they need help to chew their food. We can. Who complaining? I don't see nobody here in a wheelchair. Who complaining? Stop complaining.
Anybody need diapers?
The adult depends.
Adult diapers? I think you guys are doing all right. It's because of active addiction can be very rough.
How about managing money poorly? Leading me into debt. Leading me into debt. All right? Anybody working on that right there? Money management? Yeah, is that important?
Yes.
Very good. Who know how to save your money? Very good. In the back, come on. Why is that important?
I have had to pay my own bills since I was 18 years old. So
Okay.
my family and parents basically haven't helped me since then. So I've had to provide for myself.
How old are you now?
32.
Wow. Okay. All right. So you have self-discipline and all that when it comes to money. Very good. How much time you got clean?
4 months and 20 days.
Hey, all right. God bless. All right, not being responsible. How many men here are not responsible? Working on being responsible. Men protect, men provide, men produce, men sacrifice. To be what? Responsible. Is that true?
Yeah.
No serious woman want no what? Little boy housed in a man's body. Is that true?
Yeah.
Very good. So we got to be what? Responsible. That means taking the trash out. Small things. Who's responsible in here? And when you eat, clean up behind yourself.
Oh.
When you go to the bathroom, wipe the toilet off. Okay.
Flush the toilet.
Flush.
That would be nice. That would be nice just to flush it.
Come on.
I was thinking about you, so I left something here.
Yeah.
Who try to control people? Anybody try to control people? Who got control issues? You got the remote control in your hand every night.
Watching Law and Order tonight.
Yeah. We got
You know what I mean? It don't be like Tombstone. It be like Tombstone. You're gonna stand there, start bleeding, or you're gonna do something. I got the damn remote control. 3 minutes.
How many men here thought you could control a woman?
Oh.
Raising your voice.
Eventually, you can.
Raising your
You
hand.
can respect me.
Do you want a woman to love you or fear you?
Love.
Very love. A woman who fear us will what? Kill us.
They put glass in your spaghetti. You like it's a lot of ketchup in here.
Have you done that?
Who saw the burning bed?
I did.
Yeah. She had a barbecue. Guess what the meat was? His ass. Set him on fire. Said, yeah, that's real right there.
If you gotta put your hands on them, it's time to leave.
That's right.
For real.
I would rather a woman love me than fear me. Everybody hear that? That's real. We can't control nobody but who.
Ourselves.
All right. We can't save nobody but who.
Ourselves.
Very
We
good.
got 3
3 minutes?
3 minutes left.
Very good. How about here's a good one.
Oh,
Pursuing
shit.
recovery with less energy than pursuing addiction.
Oh.
We're going to a meeting. We're going down Kingston and Allegheny. Yay! I check on Ray Ray.
To die.
I'm excited.
That's right. But to live. Anybody hear that? Yes. You know program turtles are? They neck stick out to eat. Program turtles. They neck stick out to play cards.
Spades.
Yeah, the neck stick out to gossip. The neck stick out to talk and to get on the phone. But they neck hesitate to come out when it's time for group. Mm-hmm. We maximize foolishness but minimize importance. Mm-hmm. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I give active addiction more energy than I do recovery. Because the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Who in here is schizophrenic? You mental issues first who happen to be drug addicts.
You've been hearing voices. You've been hearing voices.
Schizophrenic or dope?
When I use, I don't hear the voices anymore. You know what I mean? Do you hear the bells? I used to hear bells.
Everybody
still do.
You know what he said? Smoke coke and hear the bells. I wanted that bag. I used to be in South Philly chasing that bag. Yo, my ears ring. I want that bag. They said, yo, what are you yelling about? I want the bag to make your ears ring. You got it? You got it? Where that bag at? To make your ears?
They call him Mike Tyson. Yeah, put you down.
Yeah, in Baltimore, we had a dime bass called Mike Tyson. And, 5 people from West Baltimore OD'd and died. 6 East Baltimore and died. And everybody was lining up looking for what?
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Niggas don't know how to shoot that stuff.
Yeah.
I know how to do it. I'm not high.
And it's sad. People don't want dope. They want fentanyl.
Yeah.
They don't want dope.
Now, fentanyl is what? 10,000 times more potent than dope. You could just touch fentanyl and you can die. You understand what I'm saying? You could just touch it. So when they say in the program, you don't have to understand the program for it to work. All you got to do is follow directions. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of hard for the addict.
Real quick, solutions. We never want to stay on the negative. This is to bring the balance to the group. Real quick, we're going to shut it down. Prayer. Do that help?
Yeah.
Very good. Who feel better when you pray? Very good. Who have foxhole prayers? What you used to say, Rob? Foxhole prayers.
I hope this coke ain't soap. They gave me aspirin last time. That was for the headache.
Number two, patience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Patience, that important?
Yes.
Who been locked up? You know about patience. Mm-hmm. Who been a pinned out after 10 o'clock? Oh. You know about patience. You know about patience. A comedian. 2 comedians can tell the same joke. One comedian has no patience to tell the joke. He kills the joke. A farmer breaks the earth down and drops seeds in the earth. And he patiently waits for his harvest. A fisherman put the bait on the hook and throw the hook in the water and patiently waits for his supper. Everybody hear that? We didn't become junkies overnight. We ain't gonna recover overnight. So easy does it. How about perseverance? Who have drug dreams? Stay clean. Who got more bills than money? Stay clean. Who got a warrant for their arrest? Okay, you had your hand up, you did like that? Okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. All right, listen. Nobody gonna call on you. He's here.
They'll be like, finally he came through.
No, but you know what you do? Hey, but But you know what I heard? Listen, from Valley Forge all the way to Bowling Green, every day we put that on the floor. They say have your counselor call your PO, and your PO will uplift your warrant. Everybody hear that?
Because you're doing something for your condition.
And they got to let you stay as long as you complete the program. Ain't that refreshing? Refreshing? That's a beautiful thing right there. So stop running, stop being worried. How much time you got clean, brother?
4 months, 10 days.
Give it to him. All right. Oh, bless you, brother. How about humility? Who working on being humble? Is that important to be humble? Very good. All right. How about honesty? Who still want to get high, get drunk, pop pills?
I'm doing Rick James.
What's stopping you from getting high? What's stopping you from getting high? For those who raise their hand. What's stopping you?
My family, my life.
Is it worth it?
No.
You got kids?
No.
Okay. How old are you?
You want to have kids one day?
Young man.
You want to have
24.
kids? Yeah, keep swinging. Get you in the game. We're going to get you in the game.
Last one, y'all. Love. Love.
Yes.
Everybody working on loving themselves?
Yes.
Agape love.
That's right.
All
Unconditional.
A person who loves themselves, they will never what? Get high. Is that true?
Yeah.
Very good. A person who loves themselves will wash up. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, right? They will never put themselves in what? Compromise and put, what? Situations, right. Okay? Because we love ourselves today. Everybody good?
Ooh, you know what?
Come on, Rob.
I'm going to tell you this real quick. We're going to go. Y'all know people that use real hard?
Yeah.
I mean real hard.
Yeah.
Go to the blood bank and all that kind of stuff. You know,
money.
all that stuff, right?
Right.
So this guy's name was Little Addict. He used so hard, he would go to these places and he wound up losing parts of his body. You know, boom, boom, boom. They have a saying in rooms in Narcotics Anonymous, look, if your butt fall off, go to the meat, somebody help you put it back on, right? This is what they say. So this guy uses and uses, he lost his arm, he lost his whole body. All that was left with him was his head. So he finally made it out of rehab and all that, and he had a person pushing him down in a wheelchair and all that. He runs into Addict Man. Addict Man, you heard what they say? They'll get you high before you what?
Get them clean.
Well, you get them clean. Addict Man said, man, you looking great. You need to come down to the bar and let everybody know how good you doing. And, you know, he thought about it. He went against his better judgment. He goes down to the bar. Here it is, North Philly. So he goes down to John. He starts smelling that loud, that weed and all that. Next thing you know, his arms popped out. Boop, boop, right? He's like, oh, man. Next thing you know, his arms popped out. He grabbed a 40. Drinks the 40. Next thing you know, his whole body pops out. Boop, boop. He say, dang, it's going down. So he goes into the bar, start dancing and so forth. And some people went in the bathroom. And you know what happened when you go in the bathroom in the bars, right? He wound up taking a hit of the drug of choice that he liked, his cocaine. He comes back out dancing faster than the music. Next thing you know, he drops dead. He drops dead, laying on the floor. His friend Addict Man walked over to him and looked. He said, man, he should have quit while he was ahead. Guess what somebody told me from that, heard that in the meetings and all that, right? Guess what we found out? So guess what? Right now, when you're not using drugs, you have the greatest advantage against your disease. That's why they say quit while you ahead.
Yeah, everybody good? Yeah, we love y'all. Who woke us up, y'all?
God.
Bring us serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God's will, not ours, be done. Amen. All right. Thank you. God bless y'all. Stay strong, y'all. You're welcome.